welcome back to Path to Mastery. Today we are going to talk about something that's kind of difficult to talk about, and that is admitting that you don't know something. And I chatted with a couple of my friends about this for a little while, and kind of just bounced some ideas off of them, but let me kind of give you the background first, and then we'll get into this. But today I want to talk about fixing your mistakes by first admitting that you have one. This is kind of like an Alcoholics Anonymous kind of thing. Like the first step to fixing a problem is admitting you have a problem. So let me get into this. Right now, I've been having some issues with my Protoss. So I have hit Diamond as Zerg and Diamond as Terran, and I'm working on getting Diamond as Protoss before I do my random season. So I still have about 5 weeks to get it up to Diamond, and I know I can. But right now the issue that I'm having is against Zerg. So I've looking at my 3 matchups right now for let me just turn off the music. So looking at my 3 matchups right now for Protoss, PvP, PvT, PvZ. Last week my PvP was at 29%. So I have improved by almost 11% over just 1 week. So I'm up to 41, and I expect this to keep going up. I had a very hard time scouting earlier in PvP, and now that I've learned how to scout cheese and all-in and proxies and things like that in PvP, and learned how to react to it, I have really increased my win rate with this just in 1 week. And I don't think I've lost a Protoss versus Protoss. I think in the recent, like, maybe 15 games I've played, I've lost 1. So PvP, I'm not really worried about. This is going to balance itself out. For PvT, 61% win rate, I really don't have a lot of issue with Terran. I either see that they're going Cyclones in the very early stages and I get a bunch of Immortals and I counter that and then I win, or I see that they're going to play a macro game and I go Blink first, so if they're going Bio, I get some Stalkers so I can catch their first drops if they're doing the 2-1-1 or something like that, and I win that. Or if they're going to go Mech, then I'll go Charge Lot Immortal Archon. If they're going to go Bio, I'll do Storm Colossus Charge Lot. And I have very few games I lose against Terran. Even I've beaten some Diamond Terrans and stuff like that recently as well. So I have no problem with Terran. But Zerg, in macro games against Zerg, I would say that all 18 of these games here were a macro game where the Zerg went hatch first. I would confidently say that. I don't have all the data in front of me right now, but I would say that of these 18 wins right here, 18 of them were the Zerg going hatch first. It's 22 losses. I would confidently say each time is the Zerg going pool first or doing some sort of an all-in. And my main race, I consider myself a Zerg at heart. I am the highest MMR I've ever gotten, and I think my favorite race, it's starting to become Terran, but I think that's just because it's the most recent race I've gotten like into Diamond with. But I've got up to almost 3.9 MMR, almost to Diamond 2 as Zerg. And now as Protoss I'm learning it, but I have this kind of arrogance that I know Zerg. I know what to do against Zerg. When I was playing against Zerg as Zerg, I'm pretty good. I really knew Protoss really well. And again, when I was Terran, Zerg was my best matchup, TVZ. Easily my best matchup here. This is just over all of my games. So the issue that I had was when I played Terran initially because this was my worst win rate as Zerg. I have not played a Zerg game since I hit this 731 games. But at this time, I had a super good win rate against Protoss, and I was above average with my ZVZ. But ZVT was very difficult for me, so I said, I'm going to learn Terran so I can improve this score. And because I knew what killed Zerg so well, because I lost half of my games to Terran, TVZ became my best matchup. Easily my best matchup. And then the mirror match TVT was difficult, but I was learning it towards the end of that season. So I think if I had played another 131 games, this would have gone up even more. And then against Protoss, it wasn't hard. Like I would realize what I needed to do. I was able to get a lot of work done. So I enjoyed Terran quite a bit. And I think when I go back to Zerg, having learned a Terran, this point is going to go up very much, and I'm going to have a really good time with Zerg again. Right now with Protoss. So right now, Protoss again, PvP, I've improved. PvT, no issue. PvZ. So I never had an issue with Protoss when I was Zerg, so I don't really know how to defend the early game Protoss because it was never an issue with me. And a lot of the games I'm playing right now against Zerg, when I go into the build orders, I'm realizing that it is pool first. And I scout it. So let's kind of just talk about. I want to go into the replay really quick and kind of show you guys why I wanted to make this video today and admit first that I have a problem. I have a problem, and that problem is I don't know what to do, and I'm ready here today to admit that I don't know my problem. So I'm just going to play through the opener of my game in PvP. I'm not going to talk PvZ. I'm not going to talk about what my idea is. I'm just going to talk about what I'm doing and what mistakes I'm making and what I should be doing. So here, sorry, I'm just kind of jumping back and forth. I'm not even going to put up the production tab. I'm just going to talk about admitting that I have this mistake. So hold on. Right here. So at 56 seconds, I go to my probe and I realized, he doesn't have a hatchery. I think he's going pool first. Let's see. Go up. Come in. Send it across. There it is. So you saw, just for a split second, I saw the pool. Now, usually in this build, after this, I have my gas down. I would take, at 19 supply, I would take my Nexus. I would get a Cybernetics core. Then I would get a Stargate. I would get an Oracle. Then I would start making Adepts. And then I would get Glaives. And I would do it Glaives timing. Then I would go into double Robo. Get a whole bunch of Immortals. Take a really early third base at about 4 minutes. Get Charged Loud Immortal Archon. Walk across the map, A move, and win after I have my Death Ball. So that's how I play Protoss. But let's look, and this is embarrassing. This is a really hard video for me to make. But let's look at what I do after I scout. So here we go. Let's just get into it. Take my second gas. Take my second gas. Get my Cybernetics core. What is that? I'm gonna get another gate. I'm gonna get a forge. I'm gonna completely miss my 22 pylon. So 22 pylon is gone. So I have no other pylon. So I'm gonna get a nice supply block here at 23. I see the Zerglings coming.
You're out of supply. Make more pylons.
I'm gonna try to put my probe in the wall. Doesn't work. Guy gets in. Still supply block at 23. Gonna finally make a probe. Gonna finally make a pylon. Unsupply block myself by losing some probes. Finally get the pylon down. Still haven't expanded. Get a cannon by the front door because I'm getting so much harass right now. Let's get a robo. Sure, let's get a robo. Let's get some adepts. Let's send the adepts out and see what's going on the other side of the map. Now, one thing I did do very well is try to see how many workers, if he's taking other gas, if he's expanding out with this probe here. Now, I should have known by the 3-minute and 20-second mark, anything under like 8 workers here is pretty much, I'm expecting an all-in. And yeah, this is a roach push. So I studied a lot after this replay about what I should be doing if I see a pool first, and I'm starting to correct it. But with this build, I kind of want to show you just the end of it. I'm just going to play it once this happens. Let's see. I'm stuck here at 31 for a long time. I've got a long supply block there. Five minutes and 28 seconds. At 5 minutes 28 seconds, he has 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 roaches come up to my front door. So 30 supply of army to 17 supply of army. He's got 30 workers, I've got 22 workers. He is ahead of me in every point, in everything possible. And a lot of that is because I've been supply blocked, I have no idea what I'm doing, I don't have any follow-up second base, I have nothing. And the reason for that is because I don't know what to do against a pool first. It would be more beneficial if I didn't scout against Zerg. Because I'll tell you what, at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, if I was doing my regular build, what I would have would be 2 bases, 40 workers, I would have 9 adepts with glaives, and 2 robos finishing up, with a 3rd base on the way. If I was just doing my standard build, nothing special, just at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm on the other side of the map with 9 glaved adepts. And behind that, I'm making double immortals. So, 1 adept, let's see, 1 adept is 2 supply. If I have 9, that's 18 supply. So he's at 30 supply. I would be at the same supply of glaved adepts, but I would also, I mean, worst case is I see he's gone pool first, I don't take my natural, I get a shield battery here, and then I get 3 more gateways, and I start making stuff faster, or just more stuff. More zealots, or something like that. It doesn't really matter. But I don't do that. At the 5.5 minute mark, I'm at 22 workers and 17 supply. And I have nothing. And that's because I overreact. I build this forge. I get +1. I've got +1 right now. I've got 1 immortal. I'm making a warp prism because sure, I guess I'll all in on 1 base. I'm getting glaives, but I'm making a stalker. I have an immortal. Like I've got an observer. There's no way he could have lurkers by 5.5 minutes. If he went lurkers by 5.5 minutes, he would have 2 lurkers. I would have so much more stuff to deal with that at this point. So this whole video is about admitting I have no idea what to do when I see they're going for a pool first. I have absolutely no idea. And I need to learn this. And I'm going to watch this video again here in a month or so and realize that, you know what, I'm glad that I admitted that I have this issue, and I'm glad that I started looking at the replays and learn, okay, 5 minutes 28 seconds is when, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 roaches could be in my base at 5 minutes and 25 seconds. So by 5 minutes and 25 seconds, if I do my standard build, where am I? If I want to defend this many roaches, what would I do? I would also have an oracle right now. And guess what? Roaches don't attack up. So I could just melt a whole bunch of them with an oracle. I think I could honestly hold this if I had just done my standard build. So the scouting is actually hurting me more. So one thing I have learned that I want to give advice to everyone is, if you scout something and you don't have a perfectly understood, decided reaction to that scout, don't do anything different. Lose the match, but continue on in your regular build order. So right here, 5 minutes 28 seconds. 5 minutes 28 seconds. Let's do actually 13 roaches. So let's just for the sake of fun, I will find you. I did yesterday about 20. I did 30 games of practicing my builds against Zerg. Where is my Zerg build? Alright, I'll just try this one. So this is just against a very easy computer. I'm going to fast forward quickly to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And I'm going to see where I am and what I have.
Good luck, have fun.
I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to go up to 5:30 seconds. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So don't worry about what I'm doing. It's not a big issue. 5 minutes 30 seconds is what I'm going to be looking at. So 5 minutes. Let's stop. Not even 5:30. Let's do 5:25. Let's see what we've got. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. That's 25. 4. Alright, so right here. Let's take a look at how much supply I have. 19 supply and 43 workers. But what else do I have? A third base down. 2 robos down. I've got 7 adepts, an oracle, a phoenix, and 40 workers right now. Compared to my last game, at 5 minutes and 25 seconds, if those roaches showed up right now, I have much more of... let's just go to 5:30, because I would still be alive at 5:30. Let's go to 5:30. 9:30. Oh. Alright, so at 30, it's nothing different. So even if it was 5 seconds late, there's nothing different about this. The only thing I could have had is, instead of having a third nexus, I could have had maybe 3 or 4 more gateways. Or warp gates, I guess. So, I'm just trying to show you, if you don't know the reaction to what you're doing, I have learned one thing, is that by not knowing what to do, I have learned what to do to learn. And if I don't know what I'm doing, if I don't know how to react to what I'm scouting, just do your build. Just whatever your regular plan is, keep doing that. Because you'll probably be better off than what you would be if you tried to react to something that didn't work. And the moment that you're doing your regular build and they do something against you that doesn't allow you to do your build, then learn from that and say, okay, so at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I have only 17 or 19 supply. And this isn't a perfect. I should have more. I should have 3, 6, 9. I should have 9 adepts and an oracle and a phoenix by this time if I did it perfectly. But I didn't do it perfectly because I'm just still a pleb platinum Protoss. So don't react if you don't know how to react, is my tip to you. And when you lose because you didn't react, figure out, okay, 2 things. When did it hit? 5 minutes and 30 seconds. In my regular build, where am I at 5 minutes and 30 seconds? Okay, how do I defend it? Well, I saw he went pool first. So if he didn't go pool first, then I would do this regular build, because he wouldn't have as much to beat me at this point. If he goes pool first, I'll say, okay, quick, easy reaction. Instead of taking the 4th base at 4 minutes and 8 seconds, add on more gates, and then do another warp in of adepts. But instead of doing just 3 and 3, do 3, 3, and then, 6. And then have a bunch of glaved adepts just about to finish up in, 20 seconds here. Or maybe get your robos earlier. Instead of taking your 3rd, get robos immediately. And then make immortals out. Or it doesn't matter. You can figure it out, you can play around with it, but if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to react to that scout, if you don't have a set plan, don't react. Learn from the loss is my advice to you. So, what I wanted to say today is I don't know what to do against pool first in Zerg. And I'm here to admit that I don't know how to do anything against pool first in Zerg, but I am going to learn. And as soon as I learn what to do, as soon as I win a pool first game, I will put a video on here and show you what I did against it. And I hope that this helps you on the ladder, and I hope that this helps you with your StarCraft experience. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.